Hello, you beautiful, beautiful people. Today we're going to talk about conquering our demons, specifically fear, and how to not let it get in the way of you getting what you want. So what is fear? It's an unpleasant emotional state consisting of physiological and psychological responses to a real or perceived threat or danger. Now, in our culture, we love talking about anxiety. It's a very popular term. We don't talk that much about fear and what it looks like and how it actually stops us from accomplishing what we want to accomplish. Now, the two fears I most commonly hear of are fear of rejection and fear of failure. And those actually kind of go hand in hand. They seem to be, for most people, the biggest disruptors, the biggest obstacles that stand in the way of them accomplishing their dreams. In college, I was singing to myself one day, and a friend heard me, and she was like, "Oh my God, you gotta join the choir, take voice lessons." And I went and I auditioned, and I got into a choir, and I started taking voice lessons, and all of my friends thought I was doing really well. They were in love with my performance in private. As soon as I got on stage, I had such horrible stage fright. I would forget my lines, I would throw up, I'd run off stage. I felt like the biggest failure. As I grew older and had the responsibilities of an adult, which means I had a job where I was required to make presentations, and I'm really ambitious, I really wanted to do well, I slowly had to conquer this fear. And at first, I was doing presentations in small groups, and then the groups got bigger, and then I ended up being on stage, and I've done keynotes, and I've done hundreds of workshops and speaking engagements in front of thousands of people. And how did I get there? Well, here's some coping mechanisms that are a little odd that I developed, but I hope will encourage you to really look at your own fears and find little tricks that will help you overcome that. So here are some of the things I do before I speak engagement to ease my anxiety. First, I look at my state of mind and am I comfortable? One time I took off my shoes for an audience of hundreds of people. I went on stage barefoot. If barefoot's gonna make it for you, go for it. I get my heart rate up by doing jumping jacks or some other activity. And I do that so that I associate the higher heart rate with exercise and dissociate it from anxiety. And it really works for me. You should give it a try. I learned that I actually like people making fun of me. So I would start every speaking engagement with a self-deprecating joke. I let them laugh at me. I found that if I walk into a crowd, I feel closer to them, and that eases my anxiety. And it has a second positive effect. People feel like you're paying attention, closer attention to them, and they appreciate your talk so much more. I obsessively prepare. Everything from my clothes to writing scripts and rehearsing them over and over and over again. I even avoid driving myself to speaking engagements. I'd rather take an Uber. I don't want to stress about finding parking or the driving itself. So those are my coping mechanisms. Now let's see if we can help you uncover some of yours. So let's talk through some tips that may help you with the one most common fear I see out there, the fear of failure. The most important thing to do is to allow yourself to fail over and over and over again. And I know it's painful, but the only way out is through. There's this concept of habituation, and I'll post a link in the description below. It'll give you more details on it. But avoiding failure, avoidance in general, doesn't allow the nervous system to habituate. And that's going to cause more anxiety because avoiding is actually failing. So the more you avoid, the more you fail at the thing that you're trying to avoid. Control the things you can control. I can control if I'm going to wear shoes or not. Whatever it is that's going to make you more comfortable and remove some of the potential stressors, it's going to help reduce your anxiety. Prepare, research, learn, grow. The more you'll know, the more prepared you are, the easier it'll be for you to tackle surprises. Radical acceptance. This is a concept that Terry Brack writes a lot about, and it's part of dialectical behavioral therapy. The idea here is that we have to accept things just the way they are. that there's things we cannot control. Most things outside of ourselves we cannot control. It also teaches us to not obsess about the whys of something. Why did this happen? And not make up stories in our heads with details that may or may not be true. How we respond to things can actually change how we feel. We have this amazing capacity as humans to stop, process, think through things, and then react. And take advantage of that. Don't obsess about the failure. Think about how you can flip the script. For example, think of stress as actually excitement. You can focus that extra energy into something productive. Awareness. It's really important to take the time and think about what causes these stressors. What causes your anxiety? What are you afraid of? Keep a journal where you log every day. I felt like this when X, Y, and Z happened. And then see what you can do to change your response to it. So check out the links in the description. Leave us a comment, send me a note, and practice these tips and let me know how they work for you. And I will see you back here next week. Blah, 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 blah. Who am I? Why am I saying these things? Blah, 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 blah.